What's going on, Mail Gang? Boaz here. And what an exciting day it is today because it's finally here. We're here to talk about the new officially licensed SLR AEGs by Lancer Tactical. Let's get into it. I think it's pretty interesting just to see the real firearms world and the airsoft world, how they kind of coexist together, because SLR Rifle Works is extremely well known in the airsoft world. I think just specifically just because of how cutting edge and how sleek the aesthetics of the rifles are. It just lends itself very well to the taste of many airsoft enthusiasts such as myself. And Lancer Tactical is making a host of new airsoft AEGs that are officially licensed, and we're going to take a look at some of them today. First up, we're going to be taking a look at the new Gen 4 line of the SLR Rifle Works SD AEGs. My personal favorite. Man, I remember back in SHOT Show 2025 when these things were announced. Oh man, they look so absolutely gorgeous, and I'm so glad that they're finally here in the full flagship Gen 4 AEG lineup. So over here, you're gonna see that they come in two different lengths. So up here on the top is gonna be the 9-inch, my personal favorite, that PDW nice shorty look. And down here at the bottom is gonna be the longer 13-inch as well. So both of them are gonna be pretty much identical externally and internally for the Gen 4 lineup. But the only difference being is going to be the inner and outer barrel length. Up here with me is gonna be the 9-inch version SLR SD AEG because it's my personal favorite, of course. But we're gonna be talking about the externals here for a bit. First things first, this guy is gonna be coming with the Gen 4 full metal billet style receiver group, and I think it looks absolutely killer. I just love the angled style look here with all the aggressive cuts and stuff to make it look super sleek, stealthy, and aggressive. I love the fact that all the lettering and all the logos are etched in instead of being painted on, which gives it a more classier, more stealthier appearance. And this guy does come with pretty much full ambidextrous fire controls. We're talking a full ambi selector over here. We're talking a full ambi magazine release, so you can release a magazine on either side for all my wrong-handed players out there. And it has an enlarged bolt release as well. So if you guys don't know, all Gen 4 AEGs will come with a locking functioning mock bolt here, where if you pull the charging handle back, the mock bolt will lock in place so you can make your quick hop-up adjustments. And when you're done, you just press that bolt release to ride that mock bolt forward. Moving on towards the pièce de resistance of this AEG, it's gonna be the officially licensed SLR SD handguard. And let me tell you, when I first saw these being announced at SHOT Show 2025, I fell in love immediately, guys. I don't know what to tell you. It's just the aggressive cuts on this thing and the curves on it and the fact that you could tuck a mock suppressor in there. Oh, I fell in love immediately. What's not to love about it, all right? But funny story is that when I was at SHOT Show 2026 at the Lancer Tactical booth, coincidentally, the SLR Rifle Works team actually came by to visit Lancer Tactical to obviously check out these new officially licensed replicas. And from what I heard when I was eavesdropping on them, is that they were really impressed at how well made these handguards were. Just the amount of machining work that goes into making a handguard this intricate is not an easy task. And the fact that a Real Firearms company was giving an airsoft company kudos at how well made these handguards are, I think it just goes to show how long of a way airsoft has come from its humble origins. The next thing of note here is going to be the mock suppressor that these Gen 4 SLR SD AEGs are going to be coming with right out of the box. Now, it's not really a mock silencer at this point, it's a loudencer. It just makes the AEGs just sound way louder. If you just listen to the shooting footage in this video, it just makes that nice big pop sound that you get from a lot of these traditional AEG amplifiers. And I think it just makes the AEGs just sound a lot better in general. But one funny thing is that SLR Rifle Works, as far as I know, they don't actually make real suppressors. So I believe this is also a mock suppressor that SLR makes for their real rifles. So they call it a mock training suppressor, I believe it's what it's called. And I think Lancer Tactical just saw it and they saw how cool it looks and they decided to make an Airsoft replica version of it as well. And to be honest, I think it really ties the whole aesthetic of the AEG together. I think it really completes the look. I love all the nice cuts and the ribs here on the front. It just makes that futuristic, stealthy sci-fi aesthetic really come to life here with this AEG. And from what I've seen at SHOT Show 2026, I think Lancer Tactical is also going to be coming out with tracer models as well. So we're definitely going to be stay tuned for that. And finally, to round out all the externals here of these Gen 4 SLR SDs is that they're all going to be coming with the slimmer profile flip-up sights, the Gen 4 pistol grip, which has been out for a while, very comfortable, and the NSR stock, which is probably the only crane style stock I actually enjoy putting on my AEGs. Plenty of battery space, but very slim and minimalistic. Love it. Internally, the Gen 4 SLR SD AEGs are going to be getting the full Gen 4 treatment by Lancer Tactical. We're talking the reinforced version 2 gearbox shell with quick change spring system, the 25K neodymium motor, 16:1 steel gears, but this time around, this is going to be coming with the Gate Aster ETU and the CNC hop-up unit here inside, which is fantastic. I just love how precise that hop-up dial feels every time you're making small adjustments to your hop-up unit. And finally, you get the 6.03mm precision inner barrel. With all that being said, these Gen 4 SLR SD AEGs are an absolute beast. It's very much up there with the upper echelons of high performance AEGs. Now, with that being said, there is one caveat though that I realized when opening these guys up, is that the inner barrels are gonna be a bit shorter than your traditional AEG format. Now let me explain. So because these guys have these hollowed out loudensers on them, you can't really run an inner barrel all the way to the edge here like you would a typical mock suppressor. So the inner barrel actually stops right where the, I guess you would say, mock suppressor loudenser amplifier thing starts. So even with the longer 13-inch version here, the inner barrel pretty much ends right here. And of course, with the shorter 9-inch version, it's even shorter. So just keep that in mind. If you really want that longer inner barrel length, I would highly suggest maybe changing out this amplifier that it comes with something more of a traditional mock suppressor, or even getting something like a barrel extension. On the chronograph, the SLR Gen 4 AEGs chrono in at about 390 to 400 feet per second with the longer 13-inch model, and with the shorter 9-inch model, you get about 370 to 380 FPS using a 0.2 gram BB. With an 11.1 LiPo battery, with the rate of fire goes up to a blistering 25 rounds per second. Performance-wise, these Gen 4 SLR AEGs are on that upper echelon of high-performance AEGs, and even when it comes to the range and accuracy on them, because of these CNC hop-up units in them right out of the box, you can easily hop heavier BBs. Like, you could pretty much go up to like a 4.0 gram BB if you wanted to. And when you use 2/8 or 3.0 gram BBs, you can easily reach out and touch man-sized targets about 200 feet away. Now that we got the flagship Gen 4 models out of the way, we have to talk about the Gen 3 and the Gen 2 models of these AEGs, because Lancer Tactical decided to roll out a full spectrum of these SLR AEGs. Okay, so right in front of me here is the 9-inch SLR SD Gen 3 AEG. So in typical Gen 3 fashion, it's going to be pretty much a full polymer build, but metal where it counts. We're talking full polymer receiver set here, still in that nice billet style fashion. Looks very sleek and aggressive, but extremely lightweight and affordable. And of course, up here we have the SLR SD handguard, but this time around it's gonna be made out of polymer, which honestly, polymer handguard this intricately designed, it's kind of nuts. But you are going to be getting some metal parts, of course, as well. So we're talking buffer tube, trigger, the fire control group, the selector, magazine release, bolt catch, outer barrel. And this time around for this specific SD model, these Gen 3s will be coming with the metal SLR mock suppressor, which is honestly, it's a loudenser. But it's pretty cool that you're getting a nice metal mock suppressor here up in the front. And this time around for these Gen 3 AEGs, you'll get a functional bolt catch, which I'm not sure if the earlier models did do that. So it's pretty cool that we are getting this feature now in the Gen 3 lineup. course, you're gonna be getting the NSR stock, the Gen 4 pistol grip, and the Nebula 1 ETU, which honestly, the Gen 3 gearbox suite just really punches above its weight when it comes to performance. And of course, you can expect this guy to pretty much shoot like all the other great Gen 3 AEGs out there on the market today. So out of the box, the Gen 3 and the Gen 4 SLR SD AEGs are gonna ship with this metal barrel extension and an orange tip, obviously to abide by federal regulations. And the loudencer is gonna be packaged separately in the box. Now, for legal reasons, I can't teach you how to do it, but basically, in order to put this guy on, there is a set screw on this thing if you find it. It's a 1.5 millimeter. And you could figure the rest out yourself, because legally I can't show you how to do it. But just that's one thing of note. So if you actually want to run a longer inner barrel after the fact, it does come with a free metal barrel extension, which is pretty cool. One new thing with these new SLR AEGs is that they're going to be rolling out with the new Lancer Tactical, I believe they're called APM magazines. I wonder where they took that name from. Looks very reminiscent to other magazines out there on the market, but I'd say they did a pretty clean job. It looks pretty nice, feels good in the hand, has a nice BB window, which is one thing I love in a lot of these airsoft magazines. I want to see those BBs, man. I want to see when I'm empty or when I'm full. So it's really cool that they did that. Holds 140 rounds, so I think it really mates up really well with this whole sleek SLR aesthetic. And finally, we're going to take a look at the Gen 2 models of the SLR SD lineup from Lancer Tactical. And as you can see, completely visually identical to all the other models that we looked at today in this video. But because it's a Gen 2, you're going to get a full polymer body, full polymer handguard, polymer outer barrel, and polymer buffer tube. You're going to get metal bits and bobs here and there, such as the charging handle, fire control group as well. And interestingly enough, you're going to get a metal barrel extension out of the box as well, because this ships with the barrel extension and orange tip to abide by federal regulations. But this time around, because this is the SLR SD, you're going to get the same great hefty metal loudencer like you would in the Gen 3 and the Gen 4. So you're going to get some nice premium features as well. And another premium feature is that it comes with the locking bolt, which you can release with the functional bolt catch on this bad boy, which is fantastic. So we're getting a little taste of the premium with the budget line AEG. You may be wondering, OS, how come you didn't dress up this AEG? How come this has no optic, no accessories? Because I wanted to make this as lore accurate as possible, okay? If you're out there getting a Gen 2, chances are you're stepping into Airsoft for the first time. This is probably how you're gonna run it. Man, I kind of regret stuffing all these AEGs into one video. But here we are. Now we're gonna be talking about prices. And because we talked about the Gen 2, Gen 3, and Gen 4 lineups of these SLR AEGs, and 2 different barrel lengths for each in the series, it's just a lot to go over. So I'm gonna read the prices off my phone if you don't mind. So starting off with the flagship Gen 4 SLR SD AEGs, the short 9-inch Gen 4 AEG retails for about $389, and the longer 13-inch Gen 4 retails for $399 at AirsoftGI.com. Moving on to the Gen 3s, the short 9-inch Gen 3 SLR SD AEG retails for $209, and the longer 13-inch model retails for $219 at AirsoftGI.com. And finally, with the Gen 2 lineup, the short 9-inch SLR SD Gen 2 AEG retails for $189, and the longer 13-inch model retails for $199 at AirsoftGI.com. Okay, so there you have it. Those are all the prices for the new SLR SD lineup from Lancer Tactical. And you might notice, hey, these guys might be a bit more expensive than some of the other AEGs that Lancer Tactical offers. And here's my explanation, my theory behind why they cost a bit more. There's a couple of factors. Number one, the loudencer. I mean, all the way from the flagship Gen 4 model and all the way down to the budget-minded Gen 2 models, they all come with this officially licensed SLR mock suppressor. And this is a chunky monkey. Like, it's pretty hefty. It's a solid chunk of metal, and it's definitely not cheap to produce. And the fact that they all come with it, you know, it might add to the cost. And also the handguards themselves. These handguards are definitely very intricately made, especially the metal ones. Definitely not going to be cheap to produce as well. They're a lot more complicated design, and they look a lot more intricate than a lot of the other M-LOK handguards that Lancer Tactical has produced in the past. And finally, the licensing. Because these are officially licensed by SLR Rifle Works, they are going to cost more. Generally, officially licensed products in Airsoft will add a little bit more to the price because they're officially blessed by Real Firearms manufacturers. So that's probably the reasons why these SLR models tend to cost a bit more. But to be honest, it might be worth it for some of you guys, even myself included, just because you are getting the real trademarks on these guys, as well as the fact that they just look super cool. And now I gotta clean all this stuff up in the studio. So if you guys like what you're seeing, please make sure to click the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and ring that bell icon to get notified of every time we upload a new video. But if you like what you're seeing and if you want to directly support the channel, the best way to do so is by getting all your Airsoft goodies, especially these brand new SLR AEGs at AirsoftGI.com. Doing so directly supports us, help keep these lights on and that camera rolling for that awesome free content. But other than that, my name is Boaz. I'll catch you next time, Mail Gang.